Hey everybody, this is my first video on this channel in a long time, and I know it looks a little freaky because we're having a power outage. Yeah, and the only thing that's working right now is my phone, and I'm gonna try to keep this short because I need it for an alarm tomorrow so I can get up and go to work. But of course, I can't go to work if I don't have power because I work from home. But anyway, whole different story there. But I wanted to share something with you. I've been putting off doing a video, and I wanted to share this about this power outage. Um, right now, I mean, it's weird, but when the power goes out, what happens? I mean, you can't do anything. It's like, how do you do anything? I mean, everything that you think about that you can do, except get on your phone, and that's just for a limited time because of how much battery life you got left. Can't watch TV. You can't really read unless you got a really good light. Toilet. You got one flush. Unless you got some water for the tank. Just all sorts of things. You go around turning lights on in the house, even though they're not, it's not going to work. But and then when the power comes on, all those lights are it blinds you. Wake you up in the middle of the night if the power comes on in the middle of the night. You hope it does. You're afraid to open the refrigerator door because it's going to let the cool out, that kind of thing, and worried about losing stuff and that kind of thing. So it's amazing how much it just really just takes our power away, besides, no pun intended, besides the power in our house. But just we can't do anything. It just seems like, what do we do? We can't get on the internet, we can't get on the TV, we can't do anything, it seems like. And even outside, I mean, I looked outside, it's like, our street lights are out, the neighbors' of course lights are out. It's just pitch black outside, no moon out tonight or anything like that. And in our lives, we have power failures in our mind a lot of times when we have devastating things happen to us. Maybe you've lost a job and you've lost your power. You've had a power failure. Like, what do I do? What do I do now? You're just walking around in the darkness. Like, I don't know which way to turn. I don't know what to do. And it can be devastating to you. Maybe you went through a divorce, and again, you're just lost. You're just wandering around in the dark, trying to figure your life out. Maybe you lost a spouse to death. My wife passed away a few years back and had cancer for many, many years, about 11 years. And so we were in the dark. I was wandering around in the dark before she passed away. And then after she passed, just what do I do? Just going around flipping lights on and they're not coming on. Nothing's coming on, and you just feel like you're completely powerless, and it's very, very devastating. And with the power outage here at the house tonight, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't even. My phones are down because my phones are tied to my power. So I can't even call on my landline even to check and see, when the power is going to come back on or what kind of timeline they might have on it. So I'm at their mercy. I'm at the electric company's mercy completely. I can't do anything. I'm not going to get any power back until they fix the problem, whether it's a system failure or there's a tree down or, whatever it might be. There's nothing I can do about it. But the power failures in our mind, we have control over those. We may feel like we don't because they are so debilitating and they're so, we feel powerless, right? And we don't know what to do. We don't know which way to turn. But we have the choice, no matter how devastating that event was, whether it was a death or a divorce or, a bad health scare, being fired from a job or, let go or whatever. There's just so many things in life that people deal with. And then in their minds, they're just living in this dark place and they don't know how to get out of it, and they feel powerless, but, guess what? We hold that power. We have power over our own mind, right? So we have the choice to flip those lights back on, and choose to keep moving and keep going forward. All right. It doesn't have to be a power failure. Maybe the lights might flicker a little bit when those bad events happen and get us down a little bit. But guess what? We don't have to have a complete meltdown, complete power failure where we're just out of power for days and weeks and months and years and years and years. and letting our life go by just living in darkness. We don't have to do that. We're not dependent on the power company or somebody else. It's all on us. All right. And sometimes we don't like that because that puts a lot of pressure on us. But guess what? All we got to do is change our mindset, change our thinking, you know, and take that divorce, take that loss of the job, loss of a spouse, and turn it around. Look at it in a positive way. What can I do with this pain that I've went through? How can I help somebody else? Turn it around. Find the joy in our lives. Find the things to be grateful for. Because I'll guarantee you, if you make a list of the things you have to be grateful for, it's going to be longer. In that list, you have things that have hurt you. But we just tend to focus on the bad. It's like the news. When you turn on the news, there's not a lot of good news. It's usually something they're talking about crime. They're talking about negative things, and that seems to be where our mind wants to go a lot of times. And we don't have to do that. We can choose to change that, and instead of having a power failure or a meltdown, we can turn those lights on bright as can be, and start living the life that we're meant to live, and we're supposed to live, and be successful. And we can't be successful for walking around the dark and just letting an event or multiple events even pull us down. It's just not good for us. It's not helpful to us. There's no point in it, right? There's just no point in it. So instead of choosing to be in that darkness, and you may say, well, so-and-so did that. No, listen, no matter whose fault something was, we decide in our minds. We decide what we focus on and what we dwell on, okay? And if we're dwelling on the darkness, that's not somebody else's fault. That's ours. That's on us. We don't want to hear that, I know, but it's on us. It's all up to us, and we can change that. We can go in there and flip. It's just like flipping a switch, and we can go flip that light back on and begin to live a good life and focus on the good things, and quit focusing on that darkness. Quit focusing on that bad event. Everybody has bad events, and everybody treats those things differently. And you can take that bad event and let it steal your joy, steal your power, and just have a complete power failure for the rest of your life. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to go flip the lights on because I have control over it. And you have control over your own mind. So we don't have control over the power company right now, the electric company. We're at their mercy. But I have control over my own mind and how I deal with things. Even this situation here, power outages are not fun, and sometimes they're frustrating, and sometimes you get aggravated, like I can't do anything, and even it's about bedtime really, but I usually sleep with a fan on, and I got my ocean waves playing and a little night light and this and that. I'm not scared of the dark, but it's kind of nice to see when you get up and go to potty, you know what I mean? And so I don't have any of those things. All that's gone. So I tend to sleep a little warm at night, kind of hot natured. And so, I'm hoping I can sleep tonight because the air conditioner's not working either, so, there's a lot of things that could be frustrating just about this event itself, and I got to get up and go to work tomorrow if I have power. Anyway, I can let this get me down, or I can have some fun with it. And I decided to have some fun with it and hopefully encourage you folks in this video. And I'm trying to encourage myself as well, and hopefully it'll rub off on y'all as well. So listen, don't have a power failure. Don't have a power failure. Don't let those events bring you down. Instead, go over and flip a light on, and quit living in the dark. Move on. Look at the things you got to be grateful for, and just change your state of mind. Choose to focus on what good can come out of this event. And if you can't find anything good that comes out of the event, then that's okay. Just move on. Turn your back on that event. You can't change it anyways. Nothing. You can't control the event that's already happened. That is one thing you don't have control over. Kind of like the power here. I don't have control over it, but I do have control over how I react and how I respond and how I deal with that situation, that negative event in my life. And so I choose not to have a power failure. I can't hardly say it. I choose not to have a power failure and a meltdown here. I choose to turn a light on and have a light in my life and enjoy my life and have a great time. So anyway, I hope you all having a great evening, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I'm going to have more to come, hopefully with a little better lighting. Okay? All right. Hope you're having a good night. Thanks.